created in childhood, not because they're weak, but because the nervous system remembers what it once needed to do to feel safe. Welcome back to Beyond the Script. I'm Ali Christos, and today I want to talk about something I think explains so many adult emotional patterns. Why childhood emotional conditioning still affects people long after childhood ends. Because many people believe they should simply move on from the past. But the nervous system doesn't operate through logic alone. It operates through emotional imprinting. One thing I've learned through subconscious work is this: childhood is not just remembered mentally, it's remembered physically and emotionally through the nervous system. The way people experienced love, conflict, safety, criticism, rejection, attention, or emotional unpredictability often shaped the emotional patterns they still carry into adulthood. I think many people unconsciously developed survival identities very early in life: the people pleaser, the perfectionist, the caretaker, the emotionally independent one, the achiever, the quiet one, the hyper vigilant one. These identities originally formed for protection, but many adults continue operating from them long after the original environment is gone. I honestly think childhood attachment patterns affect almost every adult relationship. If someone grew up emotionally unseen, unpredictably loved, criticized, or emotionally abandoned, their nervous system may later associate love with anxiety, inconsistency, or emotional insecurity. So even healthy relationships can sometimes feel unfamiliar or emotionally unsafe. One of the biggest patterns I see is people pleasing. Many people learned very early it's safer to keep others happy. It's safer to avoid conflict. It's safer to suppress my needs. And eventually, people disconnect from themselves because they become too focused on managing everyone else emotionally. I think many people underestimate how much the body remembers emotionally. Even when the conscious mind says, I'm fine, the nervous system may still carry hypervigilance, fear, anxiety, emotional shutdown, or chronic tension, because survival patterns often continue automatically until they become consciously addressed. I've had moments where I realized certain emotional reactions weren't actually about the present moment. They were older nervous system responses resurfacing, patterns around overthinking, people pleasing, pressure, performance, or emotional self protection. And honestly, I think self awareness changes everything once people begin seeing their patterns with compassion instead of shame. I think healing childhood emotional patterns begins with awareness. Not blame, not victimhood, not endless reliving the past, but understanding why certain patterns develop, how the nervous system adapted, and how people can slowly create new experiences of emotional safety. I honestly think healing is often about teaching the nervous system that the present is not the past anymore, that you no longer need to constantly perform for love, abandon yourself for connection, or stay hyper alert to feel safe. And that takes time, self awareness, boundaries, compassion, and nervous system regulation. Maybe your patterns were never signs that you were broken. Maybe they were signs that your nervous system was trying to protect you the best way it knew how. If this episode resonated with you, I'd really appreciate it if you subscribed, left a review, or shared this with someone who may need it. And if you want to follow the journey, you can find me on Instagram at Beyond the Script Show. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you on the next episode of Beyond the script.